Hello everybody, this is Pikachumaster 542 with an exciting new series. Now this series is called Brunch Anime Time with Pikachumaster 542. Ta-da! Jazz hands. Now, what do you mean brunch time? It's barely even around 10 something. Or like later times because of time differences. Or I'd say, that's a good question. I don't know why I put brunch at any time, because to be honest, it sounds kind of cool. And also, I got me some breakfast, and it's almost gonna be 11, so it's brunch time. Jazz hands. And since I'm going to eat brunch, I'm also going to talk about anime. So yeah, welcome. Also, this is my mascot, my Pikachu. OG Pikachu. Got some fluffy stuff on your ears. So yeah, this is my Pikachu. I had him since 2013, when I was a freshman in high school. I know, I am really old. Back in my day, we used to watch anime on this thing called a VHS tape, and we put it in a thing called VCR, and it held like 3 or 4 episodes of a certain anime, mostly in an edited format because the distributors thought, hey, we can't show this kind of violence to kids. They're going to get their feelings hurt. So we edit the bleep out of it, including censored and also add some jokes that are sort of unnecessary, even though some of them are funny. Ha ha ha, and other stuff. And then the kid is playing on his phone yeah, whatever. I'm gonna watch Naruto. Don't you mean Naruto? No, Naruto, 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 Naruto. And then the grandpa and the grandchild will fight for a long time on how to pronounce Naruto, or Naruto, or Naruto. I still need to watch that anime, even though it's available on Netflix. Back in my day, if I wanted to watch Naruto, I had to watch it on Toonami, which I think I watched it at the end of its lifespan. But then it came back in, I think, 2013. And that's where I watched a bunch of other anime. Let's see. Oh yeah, so my first exposure to anime was, obviously, okay, Pokemon. Well, not this version of Pokemon. I saw maybe an episode in Pokemon Advance, and I think it was the episode in which May was making Pokeblock for her contest and stuff, and the the ingredients were so terrible that all the Pokemon were fainting on the floor, blue, it's horrible. So yeah, that's my technically my first anime that I watched. I also watched like a DVD of Dragon Ball Z, which I borrowed from my brother and never returned, which is now a part of my anime collection. So yeah, but I also watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, which that's what I mainly grew up on when I watched it on Nicktoons, and also Yu-Gi-Oh, but it stopped up to I think season 2, around Battle City and stuff, and also Digimon. And then someone in the comments saying, "What? You watch Digimon? But your name is Pikachu Master 542." And I say, "Yeah, that is my name, but I also love Digimon. Also, my favorite character is Vmon. Also, I'm a big fan of Season 2. Season 1 I liked, but Season 2 I like better. If you ask any other Digimon fan, they'll say, I love Season 1, oh, but I don't like Season 2. Or I like Season 3, but I don't like Season 1 or 2. And say, I like Season 4, and then the Season 3 seasons Digimon fan will gasp what? That season? They didn't have Digimon! And the Season 4 Digimon fan will say, actually, there is Digimon, and they turn into Digimon, and stuff. One moment. All right. So now it's brunch time with or brunch anime time. You can give me some suggestions on what we can talk about because I have one suggestion or like a topic that we can chat about. Oh, but first I need to check everything to see if you guys could be able to chat. So we'll put those right there. Check the chat. We can chat it up. Chat it up. Okay. Also, we have a new follower or new member of the Pika family. And I have my Pikachu right here. Tablet's falling. Charge, yeah. Falafel. Alright. Now, we would like to welcome Astria. Oh. Or Astra. I don't know those symbols. To the Pika family. Welcome, Astra or Astria. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. But welcome to the Pika family. Now, we hope you enjoy your stay and we have free popcorn. Except Pikachu will probably eat all the popcorn. Pika Pika! Pikachu Pika! Pikachu, stop kissing the audience. You know that's rude. Pika! Okay, let's see. Can't spell for bleep. Okay. Uh, oh, I spelled it wrong. You're supposed to say hello. I put jello. Okay. Now, what can we talk about? Well, I have a topic that we discuss, and also I'm wearing my Mickey Mouse shirt, which kind of inaccurate because I'm talking about anime. Well, not inaccurate because there's a game called Kingdom Hearts, and there's a bunch of characters that's anime-like. Okay, now I think the all right. So now let's do the discussion. What was it? Come on. It was in my head because I went like today I went for my morning walk and I like discussed to myself like, hey, why don't I talk about certain topics of anime that not that's PG and stuff. And one of them was the censorship in anime. Now now I'm not very knowledgeable about all anime, only certain types of anime. So there's some anime that I won't that I have that basically I only know a little bit about. So basically, I won't talk about anime that I know a little bit about or that I don't have, that I don't own on DVD. Only like the few that I have right here. Let's see. I'm gonna do a monologue in which I was gonna explain about what censorship and localization is. And I literally thought it in my head when I was like discussing it to myself. Now I can't get the right words to discuss it. So basically, the topic is localization and censorship and certain fan reactions. So basically, localization is it's basically when like a certain property is from a different country is brought over to the United States or United Kingdom or like the UK, and it's localized into English or like to Mexico or like Spanish dub or like all over the world. Like for instance, like a certain like an anime in Japan from that was made in Japan and brought over to the United States or like any part of the world and is localized into their language. Now, localization basically means yeah, that's what localization means. So, in the United States, like the first, had I know there was like other anime, but the anime that that I grew up with, what that was localized and dubbed into English and other languages all over the world, was Pokemon. Now, this is like my full box set of all like oh, 87 episodes. That's just 26, 26, 26. Yeah, around 80 something episodes. So yeah, so basically first aired in, this first aired in Japan in 1997 or 98. I think it was in 1997 in Japan, and then like a year, I think maybe a year later in the United States. Now I think like when they had to localize it, like or like American, or some people call it, like fans call it, Americanize it, and like like have it air in the United States for how can how can I say it right? Basically, they like it's like a censorship, but it's like Americanization in which like they change certain stuff in order for the show to make sense, like certain like jokes that are in Japanese or like idioms or like puns or like they get rid of that, or like any kinds of like physical violence. Well, not a lot of physical violence, but like any type of violence, like any human character slapping you in the face. Because like in the first episode, if you watch the Japanese version of Pokemon of episode one, and then the American version, in the Japanese version, Misty slaps Ash in the face, but in the English dub, Ash's face like freezes for a second, and they cut out the slap, but you can kind of hear it, and also Misty is like this, which looks like that she slapped him, and other stuff, and also some like some like text or like Japanese like or kanji in the background is like removed, and like probably some scenes like that are edited or cut out for probably due to to time constraints. Okay, one moment. All right, I'm back. Just had to check on my cat because he was meowing a lot, but he's okay. So where was I? So yeah, Americanization. Oh yeah, like any like kanji in the background is like said like is edited out, and also like dialogue or like any cursing or stuff and stuff. You can tell why I'm not literate. Any like oh yeah, but it's like like jokes or or like any physical violence that's too graphic will be edited out. Which luckily Pokemon is not that violent because it was made for kids in Japan. But it was like Americanized, which was that's what they did back in the day. So yeah, that's Pokemon and stuff. Okay, the next one is basically well, these two versions, which is Dragon Ball Z, the Ocean dub, and Funimation, Funimation, the old Funimation dub. So let's see. Now the Dragon Ball Z dub, oh, it was released back in like the 90s. Well, in Japan it was like I think the 90s. Don't quote me on it. I'm terrible remembering like dates. I know it's like the first. I know that there were like two like when there before this there was Dragon Ball, which there was I think three different versions. The first one was for like an English dub for like for an airline, but it's like lost to time. Then the second like dub was the Harmony Gold dub, which they only did 5 episodes and one movie, which was which that's like the first like attempt at dubbing Dragon Ball. And some of those like the voices. One moment. So, anyways, so yeah, the Harmony Gold dub. There's some voice actors that starred in like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers later on. So yeah, so that was like the first attempt at Dragon Ball. Okay, I know in that version there's obvious reason there's censorship, which I can't remember it. I've seen like maybe a little bit of the first episode of the Harmony Gold dub of Dragon Ball, but that's it. The rest I can't remember. Then I think the third attempt for to dub Dragon Ball was, I think, oh, I think it was like the same company as Ocean Dub. Don't quote me on it, because I'm trying to, I can barely remember it, but it's basically, well, I haven't watched the Ocean Dub of Dragon Ball. Basically, they dubbed 13 episodes and one movie, and that was also censored because there's some scenes that are like kind of not appropriate for Saturday morning or for kids. So yeah, that was censored, and then they stopped at W Dragon Ball and dubbed Dragon Ball Z, which then one moment. So yeah, so the first English dub of Dragon Ball Z was produced produced in Canada by Ocean Studios, which is why it's called the Ocean dub. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, they dubbed 53 episodes, which is equivalent to 67 episodes from the Japanese version. So they cut out basically this version is like basically heavily censored, which they cut out a bunch of scenes and episodes, and which is why it's 53 episodes. And also, whenever someone dies in their version, they say instead of saying die or kill, they say they refer to get sent to another dimension. Really get sent to another dimension, and also they don't refer to any killing. They try to edit out any anybody getting hurt or dying, saying, "Hey, look, I saw their parachutes. They're okay." Like they avoid that, and also any physical violence, like not physical, like any punches to the head or graphic shots, or like edit out, and also blood too, and also they basically they make some like kind of jokes and inaccurate, like they make jokes or or like they dub like some stuff that's very kind of inaccurate, which guys like that's what like anime back in the '90s do to Americanize it and also to for kids to watch. So yeah, so they produced 53 episodes, but then Ocean dub basically they dubbed the three movies, and they were released as like three movie trilogy, which those three movies are uncut with the Japanese opening and ending. The third movie I think, which was I think called Tree of Might, was like split into three episodes that were released on Tsunami, and that's like an edited version too. So yeah, so that's the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. Now they did two seasons, which was 53 episodes, and then later for season three they brought it to Texas, and that's why the third season basically called Funimation dub, which they started around at episode 68 or 54, as they call it, which is the Captain Ginyu saga. And this version is like they don't edit stuff, but they add their own liberties. Like they add jokes, and most of the time, like instead of like there's two people like like a stare down, and they're like staring at each other. Well, basically because like certain producers didn't want kids to get offended by silence, they basically talk through like the scene, which there's no talking in that scene at all. Like for instance, I'm like staring into the distance, and I'm staring for like a long time. If basically they adapted it to English, so then they'll probably add like dialogue like, "I'm staring into the distance. I am very depressed. I don't know why. I want a chicken sandwich," and all stuff. Basically add dialogue, which is not originally there. Let's see. Also they don't start say certain curse words, of course, because it's airing on on cable TV, in which they have standards and practices and other stuff. So this version of Dragon Ball Z episode 54 to like the final episode, there's like a bunch of changes. Sorry if it's boring you. I'm not good at explaining stuff. That's why I probably should have went on my Twitter and asked for anime topic or suggestions. Okay, now the last one I will talk about is One Piece, which was produced by 4Kids, which was released in around 2003 or 2004. Now they produced 104 episodes, which is equivalent to 168 or 148, like around 100 something in the Japanese version. Now, just like Dragon Ball Z, this one was also censored because One Piece is kind of like it's made for originally for teenagers when it was like released in Japan, and so when they brought it over to America, they basically censored certain stuff, and like basically like any blood or like any like close up shots to like punching in the face is cut out, and also they cut out like some episodes, mostly filler, but also they cut out some important episodes that had they continue on dubbing, there would have been a bunch of plot holes. Like for instance, episode in the 4Kids version, like around like the episode in which they go to Reverse Mountain. Basically, it's a total of 4 episodes, and they cram it into 1 episode. So basically, they cut out a bunch of stuff, and also they cut out a character that's important to like another characters. When they explain their backstory, which is they cut out Laboon the whale and a character named Crocus, in which that's that creates kind of a plot hole because basically in the episode like with with Laboon the whale and Crocus, basically Crocus was like a member of Gold Roger's ship or like crew, and knew about the information of One Piece on the One Piece, which is like the treasures that the Straw Hat Pirates are looking for. So they tells them that and gives them like in the dub they in like English dub they call it the internal compass, but it's called the log post, and that's how they get the log post, and also that's where they meet Laboon the whale. Now in the 4 Kids version, they cut out like those scenes and like episodes, and they literally just go straight to Whiskey Peak, or in the English dub, Misty Peak. So they also avoid mentioning any alcohol references. So that's why, like, for instance, Porcus D Ace is changed to Porcus D Trace. Yet Captain Morgan is still Captain Morgan. I don't know what. I'll never understand why. So basically, so they changed. So Whiskey Peak from the Japanese version is changed to Misty Peak. So let's see. So yeah, so that's. Oh yeah, also Misty. They arrive at Misty Peak in the same episode, which is the same 1 episode. So basically, they go into Reverse Mountain, they enter Reverse Mountain, they get out of Reverse Mountain, and they enter Misty Peak and have fun. Or like basically they like a welcoming committee, and they have fun, they drink, eat, and then they're all asleep. That's when Baroque works strike. So yeah, so they cut out a bunch of stuff. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. So yeah, that's the kind of the stuff that the 4 Kids in the 4 Kids version they cut out. Now this, well, it's like the first volume, which is total of basically 3 episodes. Now these 3 episodes are on none of the footage is cut, well except for like certain like certain shots like in the first episode, basically when Alvida is like like being like yelling at her crew, like she has like a giant hammer. She like throws it and to a bunch of pirates, to her to a bunch of pirate crew, and they like fly off. Some basically like one like so when she throws the hammer, basically in the 4 Kids version, they cut like the hammer making contact with the pirate, and it just shows him fly off. And also they cut out the hammer landing on the 2 other pirates. So yeah, that's like that's some censorship. Now, I like the 4 Kids version of One Piece and the Funimation version, and also the Japanese version, because because I like it, for what it is, like a funny kind of train wreck, like a train wreck in a funny way, which I enjoy. Now the fan receptions. Okay, now there are 4 types of fan receptions. For Pokemon, kid, there's a bunch of fans. Like everyone loved it. Everyone loved Pokemon, and it became a big hit. And everyone loved it, including me. I love Pokemon. Like in general, Pokemon, which is like the 4 Kids version and the current dub. Let's see, Dragon Ball Z also became a hit. also became a hit, even with the cast change in season three, or like the you know in episode 68, people loved it, even though it's like even though it's super censored, and it's inaccurate. Everyone loved it. Now, when it comes to 4 Kids dub of One Piece, basically this version is trashed on the most, cause it's either like, I hate the voice acting, or like, oh, I hate that it's super censored, oh, they cut out episode, blah blah blah, like they basically complain about this stuff, like, so basically they complain about all that stuff, like, when and I go, wait, so you hate this version of so you hate this version of One Piece, yet you love this version of Dragon Ball Z. They're both censored, yet you trash on this and you like this. What? So yeah, that's like, it's like, oh, I love, like, certain fans like, oh, I love this dub, and then like, I hate this dub. This dub is trash. Blah 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 blah. I hate working. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, they censored, they censored other anime like Sonic X and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. And those three, like, people like, and yet this version of One Piece they despise. I'm like, uh, you guys are loco on la cabeza. So yeah, I like this version of One Piece. One moment, I need to get a drink of, need to get a drink. Oh yeah, I better get started to eat my food, because I'm hungry. Oh, I'm gonna mute for a second, so I'll still be. Okay, so for my brunch choices, I have a sausage McGriddle or a chicken McGriddle. Let's see, I'll eat the sausage McGriddle. So yeah. Also, I got a hash brown. Okay. Alright. Here's my kitty, Chunky. My kitty. Say hi, Chunky. Say hi. Okay, you can go. Oh, sorry. Okay, here you go. My kitty. He's scratching the post on the table. How adorable. Okay. Also, if you hear noises in the background, that's just my grandma making some food for herself. Okay, now my hash brown. All right, I'm back. Had to had to a stray cat got into the house that I tried to get it out, but I was scared and went into my room, and so I had to lure scare it away, and by basically put my other cat Chunky in my grandma's room. It it really put my kitty named Chunky into my grandma's room. And then I had to get a water bottle and try to to get the stray kitty out of my brother's clothes, and he ran off outside. So yeah, that's why I have. That's why you're wondering why I haven't. I haven't. I went off for a second, and also why there's like a shining light, because I was trying to find a kitty with a light. Tried to find a kitty. I thought it was gone, but then I got a light, flashed it, and it was in my brother's clothes. So yeah, I did some more running, and now I'm hungry for lunch. Okay, here's a chicken McGriddle. Okay, I'm mute it for a second. Okay, this is where I'm gonna end it here. So, thank you guys for watching. I guess the first episode of my Brunch Anime Time with me, Pikachumaster 542. Hope you all have a great week, and see you next time. This is Pikachumaster 542 signing out. Peace. Have a great week. Bye. Pika, 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 Pikachu, Pika. Now, let's see. No one is streaming. No one is. No one that I know is streaming right now. So see you later. Have a great week. Bye. And remember, stay awesome. See ya.